Hi, morning guys. My name is Adrian and I'm the Porsche lover. So I eat, sleep, dream and drive for Porsches on a daily basis. So a bit of background myself, I'm actually from the automotive after sales industry where I actually maintain and repair, service Porsches and other cars on a daily basis. So what happened is that the reason why I started this channel is because recently, the past 6 months to 1 year during the pandemic, a lot of friends of mine, they come over and say, hey bro, I like to buy a 911 or Cayman or Macan. So I would like to give my opinions on how these cars are, as in how to drive them on a daily basis, what is the maintenance like, what can you do with them, as in you can go to the supermarket with them, you can go to a driving course, you can go B roads, you can track them. So there's so many things you can do with these cars which are so versatile. So I actually come from a very unique standpoint where I'm actually technically versed, and at the same time I'm also a driving enthusiast. So I like to share combining these two attributes and to share more on the Porsches, and like to, of course, hopefully poison you with this brand. Alright guys, what better than to start with my own personal 911. So before we start off with a tour walk around the 911, we'd like to do a wristwatch check. Okay, I'm also a huge fan of watches. So this is a Seiko SKX 009. This is a Pepsi dial which has been discontinued already on the blue tropic strap. Alright, okay, back to the business at hand. Okay, so one question I get a lot from people who are new to the brand is that Adrian, as I'm very confused with the brand because especially 911s, they all look very similar. What generation are they? The point one, the point twos, the specs and everything. So I mean, I feel you guys, basically if you are a non-enthusiast coming into the scene of Porsches, definitely you will think that is extremely confusing. So because sometimes the differences or the nuances are so minute, so little that, and you have the hardcore enthusiast trying to pick it up and know the differences. So what I will do is that I won't bore you details for this episode to list down all details, but what I will do is that I will give a tour around of my car and share with you what specs this car came with when it came out for the factory, and what I've done to the car as well. Okay, to start off, a little bit of background on this car. So this is actually a 2009 911 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S. So the 4S means that it comes with an all-wheel drive, and the S means that it comes with a bigger engine, a 3.8 liter direct injection, and with bigger brakes as well, and of course the bigger rims and everything. So this car was originally from the UK Recon 2009. I got it in 2018. So I've driven roughly about close to 3 years for this car. Okay, so before we jump into the inside, I will give a quick tour around of the car from outside to show you the differences. So this is what we call a generation Porsche 997. More specifically, it will be 997.2.2 or Mark II, depending on who says it, but it's all the same. Point 2 means that this is the facelifted version of the 997 generation of this 911. Okay, so how to tell whether this is a 997.2? Usually a very good telltale sign will be the DRLs, the daytime running lights, or the LEDs at the front. So this is a very good sign which usually will tell you. Okay, so this car, let's start from the front. So you can see this car came spec'd with something called a dynamic cornering light. So it comes with bi-xenons, both are xenon lights, no LEDs yet for this generation. So both of them come with xenons, and it comes with dynamic cornering light where what happens is that, let's say if you turn the steering to the right, to the left in this case for the audience, the light beam on the headlights will also turn accordingly to follow the thing. So that means you can see more of the actual road. So what I'll do is that maybe in the later episodes I will do a demo where I will drive on the very dark road, foggy road, and try to use a dynamic cornering light, and you can see it actually makes a huge difference. Okay, so other than that, at the front, you can see the net inside is actually added in, which I added in because what happens is that I have a few clients having 911s Caymans where things actually, more specifically, a metal shot actually went through, pierced through that, and pierced through the radiator and condenser, which is at the back of this. So to prevent that from happening, I've actually installed a net to prevent any debris from going into the car itself. Okay, so from the front, the lip also is not aftermarket as well. I added it because I wanted to give it a more aggressive stance, because originally the car was sitting a wee bit too high, so I added the bottom lip for the car. So moving on to the sides. Oh, if I forget, yeah. So this is also is also aftermarket as well. So you can actually spec the car from factory to have they call it the headlight trim, or I call it the eyebrows mascara. So this one is actually aftermarket decal from Key Studios. Very good, the best of the best. So I had this on for about 2 years already, still holding up extremely well. Okay, so moving on to the side, you can see this come with currently running on Michelin PS4S. As I said earlier, this is a Carrera 4S. So the S models come, besides the bigger engine, comes with bigger brakes. So how you can differentiate them is that you can see it from the brake calipers. So the S with the bigger brake calipers are red from the factory. It means that it wasn't sprayed. I know a lot of people, they do it aftermarket, they spray red, yellow and everything. So in general Porsche terms, the black color or silver color is the base model. The red is the S, and the yellow color will be the carbon ceramic brakes. Okay, so these rims were originally in silver color, so I resprayed it to gunmetal because I felt that every time I went for a drive, let's say I wash the car now, wash the rims now, I go for a drive, 20 minutes later, these rims become black. So I'm a bit lazy to wash the rims every single time because I don't want it to look dirty. So yeah, so I resprayed it to gunmetal, so you can't tell whether is it dirty or clean. So it has a nice sheen to it. Okay, and also of course I feel that it adds to the car. Okay, so moving to the sides, yeah, I also painted the fuel cap cover black as well. Of course, there's a old Pegasus Mobile logo. The side, so I also customized as well to have a matte black. Okay, yep. So moving on, also this is also customized. I customized the black door handles, and of course my favorite part for the because I'm a fan of vintage 911s. So usually the vintage 911s will have a black stone guard. So the purpose of this stone guard is because this stone guard actually protects the car from stone chips. So you might think, wait, how come the other cars, they don't have this type of stone guards? So if you see from the front profile, you can see the rear is actually jutting out quite a fair bit. You can see over here. So they will have a lot of stone chips hitting it, and of course damaging the paint. So this is the purpose of the stone guard. So all 911s from factory, if you don't spec it, comes with a clear stone guard. Okay, so moving back, the same thing as well. Here I've installed the ducktail for the car. So this is also an aftermarket ducktail, because the original ducktail there's no ducktail option for the 997 generation, unless you're talking about the final edition, which is the classic edition, which is very limited and of course very costly. So I installed aftermarket ducktail. So I spent quite a fair bit of time to source for this ducktail, because what I wanted was that I didn't want to disrupt the original aerodynamics of this car. So this is ducktail, has exactly the same height or similar height as to when because the original spoiler will deploy at about 95 km per hour. So this is a fixed ducktail where the height is about the same. Okay, so moving here, so over the back here, the point 2 comes with LED headlights, and as I said earlier, this is a Carrera 4S, so it comes with a center red strip. You can see over there. So I know the newer Porsches all come with a center red strip, but for this generation 997 generation, point 2 specifically, they started using this to differentiate the normal base Carrera and the Carrera 4. Okay, and at the same time, the Carrera 4S or the Carrera 4 will have a wider behind. It's 2 inches wider in total. So you can see here, it's actually very wide, so it's very sexy. This is my favorite angle of the car. Okay, all right, so let's move on to the inside of the car. Oh yeah, so this car is actually originally in red color. Let me close that first, a bit too a lot of rubbish there. So this car is originally in red color. So I had this wrapped back in June or July 2019, just before Evo Enduro 2019 to Thailand, Phuket. So I had this wrapped to Gulf because that was one of my favorite colors. I always wanted to do that, and I was thinking, okay, let's do it this time. So yeah, so the car was red in color, so wrapped to blue. Unfortunately, the blue doesn't show up very clearly on the camera because I'm not sure whether how you're seeing this on your screen, but it's actually a lighter shade of blue. But on my currently, what I see on the screen is that the current blue that I see is a darker shade of blue, so it's very hard to capture it. But no matter, let's get to the car and see. Okay, so you can see the car here. Okay, so this comes with standard seats, so manual adjustment. So there are a few variants as well where there is full automatic, there's memory seats and everything. But this car comes with just the normal basic seats. Okay, so over here, you can see here the entire interior is actually black in color. There's no customization for the seats, everything, so it makes it very classy. Okay, so what has been customized by the first owner in UK? Just a quick fact: not all Porsches are exactly the same, so all of them are highly customizable from their factory. So in this case, the original owner from UK actually customized a few things on the car. So you can see what he did was that he actually customized the meter, red color instrument cluster, okay, to match back the original red of the car. Okay, at the same time, he also customized this center console to be red in color, which I've wrapped blue because I wanted to keep it together the same theme as the outside of the car. So this is actually red originally, and I wrapped it blue to match back the body of the car. Okay, so another thing that he actually customized is also the seat belts of the car. So the seat belts are actually red in color as well. Okay, so other customization that he did was that he actually installed the Bose sound system, which actually you can see from here. There's a Bose sound system. At the same time, another thing is that there's an extra, let me reach it back here. Here we go. There we go. This whole thing is actually a subwoofer. So those cars that are without the Bose sound system does not come with this subwoofer. Okay, all right. Okay, so other customizations that the car has will be over here as well. So this car comes with PASM, which is the Porsche Sport Absorbers. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a sport exhaust or sport settings and everything, but for me it's alright, it's fine for me. Okay, so here also we have a few quite rare spec as well. This one actually has heater. Of course, in Malaysia we don't use heater, but this is very good for Malaysian weather. So this one is actually the cooling seat. So after you park the car for a long time, as you know, the leather seats get extremely hot in our hot sun, and recently, you know, the weather has been terribly hot, around 37 degrees, 37.5 degrees. So this actually helps to push air through the holes in the leather and cool the seat very, very fast. Excellent option for Malaysia, but we don't see this option very often in Porsches. Okay, and another option I'd like to to share with you guys will be the sunroof. So this car comes equipped with sunroof, and the roof is Alcantara. Okay. Alright guys, one more last thing I'd like to talk about this car will be the steering. As some might have noticed, this steering isn't the original steering for this car. So this, I've actually retrofitted it from a newer generation Porsche 991, where this comes with the pedal shift at the back. The original steering came with a bit funky, weird type of configuration where you actually had to push in and out to upshift and downshift gears. So I used that for about 1 year. I found that it was okay at the time, but after I changed to this was way better. So yeah, this is the final thing I'd like to share regarding about this car. Okay guys, so hopefully I didn't bore you too much with all the geeky details about the Porsche 911, but of course, feel free to post questions, remarks, comments, what you'd like to see more on the Porsche 911 or what more things. I won't go into the reviews because you can find plenty of those on YouTube and on Google. Maybe I will do a long-term review driving for 3 years. And one thing I'd like to touch on is that I daily this car. Yes, I do daily this car. A lot of friends are very amazed by that. So maybe I'll do an episode on that to share with you more on this car and how I daily it as my daily work car. At the same time, this weekend I'll also be going camping with my girlfriend and her friends. So I'll be bringing this car along as well. So yeah, stay tuned to the episode and see how it goes. And for the Muslim friends, selamat berpuasa. And hopefully the pandemic will go away soon and numbers will drop in Malaysia and the whole world as well. So in the meantime, please stay safe, eat, sleep, drive and repeat. Cheers guys.